It's a great privilege and honour to have the opportunity to thank the cancer carers for the wonderful work that they've done over the last 20 years. I've been privileged to be the patron of this service over 20 years, and I've seen the service grow from a few people and a few volunteers to a really very professionally run organisation that provides enormous help to all the patients of this region.
So it's been 20 years of tireless support to the hospital.
20 years is a great landmark. It's to be celebrated, it's to be valued, and I hope I'm still around when they do their 40th.
Oh, I've probably been involved for about 14 years now. My wife's been involved for nearly the whole of the 20 years. Our charity is all voluntary. All the money we raise goes to Wollongong or to the Illawarra. We support all cancer patients, from little kids to grown-ups. Been fairly lucky in life, and we just give it back. And I think that's what most of the other carers do.
In 2000, we were touched by cancer in our family after visiting Wollongong Hospital so many times, and basically we saw the work that they were doing, and having a look at the people that were involved, you couldn't help but be involved.
Probably about 8 years ago, we came across Keith and his wonderful workers, and we really appreciated and understood that he does wonderful things for the cancer carer people in the Illawarra. And we decided at that point in time to become involved and try and support the organisation. We will continue to do it on the basis that the work that Keith and his volunteers all do is just wonderful for the people of the Illawarra.
As far as we're concerned, we don't care how much money the government gives. We just want to make it that little bit better for the cancer patients. The carers would like to see the people of Wollongong have as good or better treatment than anywhere else in Australia.
My sister had cancer and I nursed her while I could, and I used to help her and give her massages without actually realising that this is what you should do. And then I thought, if I can do it for her, I can do it for other people, and I joined the cancer carers.
I started working on the ward the way a lot of the carers started working. My father-in-law was in hospital and he was well looked after by the staff, but he was also well looked after by the carers. And I thought, what a great group of people. And so I decided that I would join.
No, I retired and I was looking for something to do. I think everybody knows how much they're appreciated, but you feel good when you're here because they appreciate everything that you do for them. Making cups of tea, cups of coffee, giving them their lunch. Just something really simple like that, because they're sick and you care about them and you stop and talk to them for a few minutes. They just think it's just wonderful, and you go away yourself feeling as though you've done something really good for people.
I've been a cancer carer for about 15 years. Most of them just like to see another face apart from nurses or doctors or whatever. Well, up in the ward, we basically offer patients feet or a hand massage. Some we have to really talk them into it, and once we've talked them into it, they love it too. If we're in a ward, the whole ward sort of has a chat, Yeah, it's good. It's really good.
And it gives one a lot of satisfaction because you see and appreciate how much people get out of the help that we give them. In the ward, we're able to give them the beanies and the bed socks and things like that, and they're so grateful, and you really feel that you're making a difference to their suffering. So I have a lot of appreciation for that.
Always cheerful, kind, and always have time to talk to you as well.
Their work is absolutely invaluable. They're all volunteers, but we have different carers every single day. Always have a bit of a laugh with the staff and a laugh with the patients, and they're just always there. Nothing's a problem for them. Really special.
Yeah.
When it comes down to it, the cancer carers, they aren't the patient's family. They aren't staff. They're just a person that's so genuine in the way that they care for patients and families. And that's really important.
And very selfless as well. Like they really have our patients' interests at heart. Invaluable help.
So just being a person who is there, that everyone can talk to and relate to is just fantastic. They do it on a weekly basis, voluntarily, often because they've had someone in the family who's had cancer or they're a cancer survivor themselves, because these people are unsung heroes and deserve that.
What people don't understand about the cancer carers is that realistically, it's not only the support that they give to the patients themselves, but the support that they give to their families. You know, just being there when they need to be there. And I can tell you, that's a difficult time of anybody's life.
Their volunteering services have meant a great deal to both the staff and the patients, and the staff are very busy on the ward and the staff give great patient care, but the carers are able to give that little bit of extra.
Although some days it can be bedlam on the ward and really busy, we do appreciate their presence. We do notice them there. It is a comfort for us to know that they're going to be able to spend some time with the patients on the ward and provide that sort of friendship.
And they're just an excellent resource to the staff because we're such a busy unit that we just don't have the time that we'd like to make, you know, do the little extra things that the carers do for us.
Without your contribution, it wouldn't be the place that it is. So it's invaluable help. They have a huge impact on our patients, so they form part of our backbone.
I've worked in plenty of places where there isn't an equivalent organisation. It's at the detriment of the service that those facilities can provide. They change the feeling that you get when you enter the centre.
I've got to see how the cancer carers work in many different ways. So there's things like transport assistance for patients, which is invaluable for patients that can't get in for treatment.
If you can't get here, you can't have your treatment. There are issues with public transport and so forth. So the amount of patients brought in on a day-to-day basis by that service is phenomenal. Patients are having cups of tea made for them and things like that. And you might say that's quite trivial, but the patients pretty much appreciate that and take that, as something that they enjoy from a day-to-day basis.
And of course then there's all of their fundraising efforts. Assist us in purchasing much needed equipment for the hospital, refurbished all of Ward C7 with beautiful brand new beds, which makes an enormous amount of difference.
And the patients just love the new beds that we've got, and it just has helped the nursing care that we can provide.
That much needed equipment has been purchased by the cancer carers is fantastic.
Everything we do is for the patient, and everything that they work hard to raise money for is for our cancer patients and our community.
It's just a huge contribution, and the centre wouldn't be what it is without them.
A cancer facility is probably in the order of $35 million, and to make sure that what we can do for our patients is of the highest possible standard. A group of our staff went to a national conference and we came away all invigorated and excited about the possibility of such a thing here at Wollongong. I happened to be passing one of the carers in the corridor, mentioned that we'd seen something, and he asked me for the quote. The Cancer Carers Committee approved it, and it's been ordered and it's on its way here from Germany. To be able to have the support to access these sorts of things is truly amazing.
They do fundraising for the centre. It's been a huge contribution over the years.
Which has brought in an incredible amount of money and has enabled us to purchase a lot of very high-spec equipment.
The consequence of their fundraising, we at the University of Wollongong and my own team at the university has been able to develop a new drug that will improve the outcome of patients with cancer. They raise money by collecting corks, by making toys, by making quilts, by having market day stalls.
We see them with their market stalls in the department. Ultimately, those efforts accumulate into a pretty significant contribution to the department. Equipment that's been purchased by this organisation based on fundraising efforts which are a significant effort. It's not like it's money that's just easily come by. It takes a hell of a lot of time and effort to generate that amount of money, and we're not talking small amounts of money.
We appreciate the money that you've bought, the equipment that we've got in the hospital. When I look around, all the extra things that make life comfortable come from you. The beds in the hospital, the artwork in the cancer centre, all the little extra pieces that we can't afford to buy, you buy to make it more comfortable for our patients. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you very, very much.
I would really like to thank the carers for all their help, support that they provide on the ward for us staff and patients.
Thank you so much for everything that you do for us and for the patients. We couldn't do it without them.
I think it's amazing that for 20 years the cancer carers have been able to look after patients in ways that we're just not able to. Thank you from patients, from families and from staff.
And thank you, and carry on supporting us, as it really is helpful and grateful and gratefully received.
We couldn't thank them enough for what they do in terms of offering that level of support.
From a personal perspective, I've seen the work of cancer carers, so I say a very big thank you. But more broadly from the community, the cancer carers over their 20 years have touched so many lives, made such a difference and continue to do so, that I take this opportunity on behalf of the broader Illawarra community to simply say a very big thank you.
Proud of what you do at those horrible times of need, and we urge you to continue it.
We need you to keep doing what you're doing to complement the significant work and contribution made by our staff to people who are walking that journey through cancer, because we're going to have many more people who are going to need the support that the cancer carers and only they can provide.